Hey everybody, it's Dr. Julie Quinn here, and I thought I would do a little bit more of a video detailing the writing activity and assignment, which is the draft of the summary and response paper. So this is right in the modules. You go right down to module 4, and you'll see this is one of the major assignments that's due. Embedded in this assignment are hyperlinks to prior content that you've already seen. It's just sort of redundant links, meaning that they appear in multiple places. In addition to the assignment overview is the sample summary and response. It's for a different document, but you get a chance to see how a student can imagine the submission. You'll see it's approximately 2.5 to 3 pages of writing. The information is labeled and broken out with like an introduction and then paragraphs that focus on a summary of the main idea and a response to the main idea, then a summary of the next main idea of the article on trigger warnings, and then your response to it. So summary is just what does it say? And the response is how you feel about it, okay? So here's the overview of the paper that's not due this week, just a draft. So you get a chance to sort of test it out, to practice, to get feedback from your peers, to get some feedback from me. Okay, so summarizing is identifying and explaining main idea of the article. Why I use trigger warnings, and there's so many links to this article. And it involves summaries, involved reading, identifying, and rewriting entirely in your own words. So for the summary and response, my hope is that the predominant amount of writing that you do is going to be your own, condensing and putting in your own words. And I'm going to actually put in a video attachment in addition to this overview, how to quote and how to paraphrase. Because sometimes when you borrow information, a summary could be considered a paraphrase. It's just a significantly condensed sort of paraphrase where it's entirely in your own words, but you still name the author. Kate Manne will be named in every paragraph. The first time you name her, you'll be like, Kate Manne says that. Then the second time you just shift to last name only. That's how we academically name people. We don't use their first name only. That's too informal. Academic writing is a little bit more formal. So we're going to practice those skills that you've gotten in prior exercises for the class, using basic elements of an essay, introduction, body content, conclusion, reading closely to focus on main ideas, and there are often multiple main ideas in a text. It'll be nice for you to see what your classmates determined as a main idea and compare it to what you did. They may have read the text quite differently than you did. So that will be interesting. So you'll be explaining someone's ideas in your own words, and then your reflection will be on, think about whether the author did a good job of making their point, whether they had a strong tone, whether the ideas were thoughtfully organized. In your purposeful response, you can reflect in how the ideas relate to your experience, but note, in other assignments, you're not going to want to talk about your own personal experience, especially like when you move into 112 and you're writing about like outside research or in later writing in this class. So go over this assignment with a fine-tooth comb, meaning take your time, go over it. I would recommend printing this out. Here's the outline of the paper. The length is 500 to 600 words. Formatting. I want you formatting it in MLA style. Let me know if you have any questions about that. My recommendation is to use Microsoft Word. Note if you submit it as a Google Doc, you cannot just submit a Google Doc link. You're going to need to save it as a Word document and submit it as a Word document that way, or as a PDF. Let me actually double check. I want to go into the assignments and let me see how it's set up. Okay, so I have been able to confirm that the submissions for this assignment are docs, docx's, and PDFs. So even if you're writing in Google Docs, that's perfectly fine, but you'll download as, or you're writing in Apple Pages, in Mac Pages, you will download as and save it as a PDF, a doc, or a docx file. Those are the 3 versions that I want to see you set it up and submit it as. Okay, let's go back to those modules for just a second. And I want to go into the module 7, just going into sort of your draft right here. And I'm going to make note of this when I edit this, submission details. Let's see, will it let me? Actually, wouldn't let me edit it in here, but I'm going to put it in bold at the bottom of the announcement video docx, or PDF files. Okay. Those are that will allow me the most options in giving you visual, auditory, or in the margins feedback on your document. Okay, so go through that. Let's see. Post your draft here as a file upload. This is a mandatory assignment. You're going to submit your draft. Okay, so I just want to do one more quick thing as a reminder. If you go into your announcements, you go down to the welcome announcement for the class. The first one was that I did a video that was an orientation to the syllabus and the schedule, and then I posted the schedule. I want you to download this if you haven't already, just as a reminder for how the weeks are broken down, what's due each week, and then the due dates for each assignment. Just as a reminder, I keep a copy on my desk. I think it'd be a good idea for you to keep a copy on your desk. So you can even see here, we're in week 4, and you did the paper planner, the activity and quizzes this week, and then you'll be submitting the writing activity and assignment on Sunday. And then next week, what you worked on, you will participate in a peer review. And when I do that orientation to the week, I'll create a video for how to do that, best practices and things like that. But hopefully the quizzes are going well. You finished your planner earlier in the week, but then you submit the draft by Sunday, and then you'll be getting feedback on that at some point next week. Reach out if you have any questions.